Jailene here. I'm going to be doing the Podlair Casual Ambassador Incantation, Module 6. I have a list of questions here that I will be asking myself, and I will be answering them. So let's get started. What do you have coming up next? Coming up next, we'll be releasing 2,000 new celebrity samples over the next several months through weekly quizzes that the general public can test themselves on. We already have one ebook, Podlair Proclamation, which gives a general crash course on Podlair, and the next ebook will focus more in depth on mojo reading in particular, and that will be after the release of the 2,000 new samples. Then, after that, the next ebook we'll be working on will be on mojo journalism, which will include a breakdown of all the pop culture bubbles, plus all the mojo demographics that comprise them. What is the Practitioner program? The Podlair Practitioner program is comprised of 5 tracks with 10 levels each for a total of 50 levels. The 5 tracks are mojo reading, vlog voicing, outreach ops, media productions, and bubble building. Each one of these 5 tracks fulfills a vital role in the overall rollout campaign for Podlair, from initially observing and understanding the mojo phenomenon to building intentional communities based on these newly discovered human math principles. Where do you want to go with it? First, we want to build out our online community so that we have sufficient practitioners with enough training to constitute a proof of concept demo team. Then we'll use that as a blueprint to create our proof of concept demo team here locally in Long Beach. And that will act as a prototype. The Long Beach will act as a prototype for other communities all around the world to develop their own proof of concept demo teams, which will create a global network of demo teams. What is a proof of concept demo team? In order to separate ourselves from the pretenders, the first thing that must be done, which Podlair has already done, is to get cohesion of opinion on all the available celebrity samples out there in regards to their innate cognitive configurations. Next, we want to have 200 or more practitioners with sufficient mojo reading skills so that their accuracies are significantly and consistently better than those that would be expected with random guessing. Once we've done that, we want to travel the world with our demo team and have the world come to us to observe us performing these groundbreaking experiments with all the scientific and journalistic scrutiny that can be brought to bear. Okay. What's the value added? Well, you'll learn the fundamentals of how you work, including your conscious and unconscious powers. You'll learn about your ideal mate, what inspires you the most. You'll learn about your social alchemies, how to optimize all of your social interactions. You'll learn about mojo journalism, the true story of the human species. And you'll learn how your mojo directly relates to the understanding and fulfillment you have with your spiritual experience. What is your casework? In order for a model to prove that it understands the human condition better than any other model that has come prior, they must put out a listing of thousands of known samples, known celebrities or known people, including what they think their innate natures are and why. The only model that has done this is Podlair. Now, there are other models, there are other models out there that claim to have insight into the human condition, but none of those have put forward or attempted to put forward the kind of scale of evidence that would be required to make that case. The samples we're using are the most famous people in the world from modern history, so that they have globally recognized presences in ample video media that is relatively easy to access by anyone through the internet. And this makes for an ideal universal case study, massive proof of concept display, and a bold statement as to the confidence that PodLayer has in its data. Let me drink some water here because this one's a big one. Biggie. Where can I find out more about your project? Well, you can take a look at our website, www.podlayer.com. You'll find tons of information there and forums where you can ask any questions that you might have. You can also download our first ebook, PodLayer Proclamation, which you can do through our website or Amazon.com, and that provides an excellent initial orientation. And you can also check out our network of YouTube channels, which have many instructional videos that you can peruse, and our flagship YouTube channel is called PodLayer Planet. Do you make any money? PodLayer is a nonprofit project. We do all of our casework pro bono, although we may monetize at some point in the future. Right now, our only focus is in sharing and teaching the mojo phenomenon discovery so that the entire world knows about it as soon as possible. Getting the word out there about this discovery is definitely something that we approach more as a calling rather than a career. Okay. Can I suggest a sample? We're always looking for celebrity samples that have sufficient media that we don't have already, so we can add it to our collection. So we want to know the mojo of any celebrity that we might be asked about, as long as there's sufficient media to work with. Speaking of which, do you have any celebrities that you'd like us to look into? If we don't already have it in our database, we'll make sure to add it to our upcoming casework. That's it. Pew!